Hello everybody, my name is Khaled Siddiqui, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to repair and take apart your expensive uh, Oral-B rechargeable electric toothbrush. Now these toothbrushes especially the ones that are with an LCD screen, they're not cheap. They're like $200, 150 plus, give or take, depending which model you have. So I use this for about 5 years, so I'm not expecting it to be repairable because I already got enough of its life. But even 5 years to spend on $200 on an electric toothbrush, I think it's not enough because that's a lot of money to spend on a toothbrush. So what I'm going to do is teach you how to open it and to see if it's repairable or not. So here's how we proceed. These toothbrushes are openable from this area right here. And now what you need to keep in consideration is that this area is also where the sensitive coil is situated or located, where the charging occurs. So that coil needs to be protected and you have to be careful. And this is where it's supposed to be sealed, and this is where it's supposed to be sealed. Mine is leaking, so if you could see there, water has gone inside the LCD. So most likely this isn't repairable, but in any case I'm going to open it and find out together with you and see what's going on. So to open it, you have to put this on a surface. There is no way to open it without damaging it. You will end up damaging the bottom because this is not openable. This is actually factory sealed, and it's designed never to be opened or serviced. That's why this is glued. Basically this is glued, so you have to do is put it on a hard surface and hit it with a hammer a few times here and a few times on the other side. You have to hit it with a hammer very gently, so that you don't ruin the coil inside. And see, there you will develop some cracks on that, but then it opens, it comes apart. When it comes apart right here, this is the part that's supposed to have the seal and the glue and whatnot. Obviously it's all, during the years and usage, the seal is not working anymore, water went inside. This is the coil that I was talking about. This is a high frequency coil, so that's why it has few windings, because you don't need too many windings if it's high frequency. Yeah, so that's the coil where it goes here, and then the base has a coil, so it transmits from through AC inductance or magnetic lines. Okay, so this you have to squeeze the sides to make this come out, and then you could take a soldering iron to open and desolder these two wires that are going to the board. After this, you have to remove the front. Once you remove the front, this washer needs to be pulled out. Now this washer doesn't come, mine broke off by itself, but normally you really need to force it with a flat screwdriver to open it. It's not an easy open. So basically you could use a knife to put it here and then bend it this way. Actually, let me use a knife and show you what I'm talking about. So, oops, I just dropped the camera. Okay, so basically this is how you do it. You put the knife and open it this way, and this washer comes. Only after this washer comes, you will be able to pull the mechanism out. However, the mechanism doesn't come out without a pressure on the edges. Actually, let me get this out of the way. I don't want to break the wires. I'm going to get this out of the way. This is a soldering iron, and this is my coil for the charging. Now, you have to apply pressure in these two edges. They're actually hooks that you have to press and then pull. To press and pull, okay? So I'm going to press and pull there. See these? These are the ones that are holding it. So you have to press it so it could be released. All right. So this is the whole mechanism. Mine, I don't think it's worth repairing. As you can see, the motor is rusted. It's basically, it's on its last leg, so to speak, and I don't think it's even worth repairing. As you can see, I don't know if the camera can focus that close, but yeah, it's basically it's done. It's done. But this is the battery where you would need to replace. This battery is a nickel metal hydride battery, and that's all that you need to replace if it doesn't charge. Mine didn't charge, so basically this is the battery that needs to be replaced. Now these batteries are actually well, see, mine is not, this came off. It shouldn't have come off. This shouldn't have come off because these are welded batteries. So basically you would need to desolder it or cut it and then resolder it. It shouldn't have come off so easily. Let me show you the other edge. See how it's welded? So usually what you do, you need to cut it like this. With this you have to cut it, and then you cut the other end, which is this one was positive, this one was negative, so this is negative, this is positive, and then you put your replacement battery and you basically solder it. But when you're soldering it back into this, you can't let it run too hot because you would ruin the battery. So your soldering has to be momentary soldering with a soldering iron at 700 degrees, and same thing in the back. And the battery, let's see how many volts this battery is. I think it's 4.8 volts, but it doesn't say anywhere. Let me see. It just says nickel metal hydride replacement battery must be recycled. SAN, so it's the 408NV. So you need to look it up. Most likely it's either a 3 volt battery or a 4.8 volt battery, but you should be able to find it on eBay. These are the things that you can find on eBay. Any nickel metal hydride battery with such size, physical fitness and voltage would work. It doesn't have to be this brand. This is a proprietary brand. Like it's not the type of brand that's sold in the market for public use. This is for a manufacturer, because the ones that are for public use, they don't require soldering. They just like snap in and snap out. And this is the motor. Basically, this is the control board and the chip, the LCD screen. This is the whole circuit. Now, as I said, mine is trash because it's no longer working. And if you have to take apart the motor and change it, you need the soldering iron. And this is the motor terminal. This is one, and this is the second terminal. So you have to warm those up, heat them up. Let me get this off. 1 second. Let me take this apart to show you how it works. I mean how it's attached, so you know how to remove it. Let's see. God, they really solder these. Okay. Okay, so that's the motor. I desoldered the motor. These are the two terminals of the motor that goes to the board right here. So this is your board. It's basically very simple. There's just one screw right here, and I believe it's star shaped. It's size T6. That's the size T6. Now you don't have to take all this apart. I took it apart to show you how it's assembled, but to change the battery you don't need to take all this apart. You might need to take it apart if you have to hardwire the battery to the board, and if you don't want to use these metallic pieces, then you might want to take it apart. Other than that, this is how it's made, and then when you put it back together, you make sure to, let me put this back together. So you have to solder it and everything, and then, hold on, this goes through here. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Okay, so this goes through here, these cables, and the battery goes back here, and this goes back here and all that. But then what you do is, I'm not going to waste time on that, to waste your time, because this is trash anyways. And then you put it back in. Once you put it back in, you have to close this washer very tight, close it very tight. And then you put you solder this one back in place to the board, and then you put some glue here or silicone or something to make it airtight again, and push it back in like that. Push it back in like that, and it should be ready to go. Obviously this is trash. There is no need to reassemble this. As you see, it's all rusted and damaged. But yeah, that's how you do it. I hope you found this video to be educational. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.